Hey gang, this is Screwy from Something Alpha Forums, posting in the OP rotating sub forum, and I was just making this video in response to some of you dissing my style. Some of you were just like you're saying that the parting my hair in the middle is unfashionable and stuff, and saying that I wore things ironically and stuff. And so just gonna tell you guys about Grunge Nouveau, which is a movement I'm part of. It started here in San Diego about, say, like 4.5 years ago. I was really good friends with the guy who pretty much started it. His name was Johnny Diaz. And basically the way it started was he didn't have much money, he's Mexican, and he would wear AC/DC shirts all the time. I mean, he really didn't like AC/DC and stuff like that, but he'd always wear it. And he was a hipster. I mean, I'll admit to it. I'm a hipster, and so is he. And he hung out with all the hipsters, and he'd wear the AC/DC shirts all the time, and they used to laugh at him and stuff. But after a while, they kind of thought it was a good idea, because Grunge Nouveau, it's all about taking what people in the grunge movement in the 90s did, and taking it to an extra another level, putting in the extra step. Because even the way they dressed was you could still see that they were trying to do it. They were trying to look really apathetic and really ironic, but we try to emulate those who don't, people who just really don't give a fuck what they look like. What we try to do is make it our own and try to find order, in chaos. We're kind of like, the microtonal musicians of the fashion world, of the fashion industry, the Lamont Young of fashion. We take all these different chaotic concepts and put them together, and it comes out looking great. Now, really what I listen to right now, as you may see, I have my a homemade Eric Ship shirt, because they're really really lo-fi, really nihilistic and stuff. I just write songs and record them on a tape recorder the same day they wrote it, and just put out albums that way. I don't really like them that much, but they're kind of an inspiration to what I wear, So yeah, these days I listen to mostly real grunge, not like Nirvana or Pearl Jam or any of that stuff. Real grunge, like Tad, Melvins, Mudhoney, nobody gets it yet. And Welcome to what you're gonna be wearing in 4 or 5 years. But yeah, really what we do is we wear a lot of things ironically. I mean, I'll admit to that. Pretty much everything I wear is worn ironically. I mean, lots of flannel, lots of sweatpants. Jeans if it works, but usually just sweatpants, because nothing shows I don't give a fuck as much as sweatpants. Lots of doom metal shirts. Anything from Southern Lord. I don't listen to them. I really don't like it. But that's what hipsters wear. Hipsters like doom metal, and so I don't want to distance. We don't want to distance ourselves, too much from the hipsters. So, because I mean, we also try to look like young teenagers, 14-year-olds. We don't really fit in very well. I mean, this. Look at this right here. It's peach fuzz here. I don't know if you can see it, but I mean, I'm a man. I can actually grow a mustache, but that's not the point. The point is that I'm supposed to look like a maladjusted, teenager. That's all what Grunge Nouveau is about. And I just want to show you some of my flannel, stuff that I like to wear often. This one, I don't wear it very often. Called blue flannel. I don't wear it very often because I don't really go with much, but it has kind of a nerdy look to it. I like it. I mean, if you button it up. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you can see here, but I have a bit of fuzz. But actually, I got electrolysis down here, so it'll only grow in patches. Because this is a life commitment right here. This isn't something I'm gonna do for a couple of years and just stop. You know, this really is a life commitment. I mean, I view life really ironically. I mean, I don't like follow the pack. I mean, this is what it's all about. It's, you know, all 7 of us. We don't like follow the pack. I'll post pictures of like I have this Reba McEntire T-shirt, tour T-shirt, you know, like this because I don't really like the band. Here's another one that I like a lot because the sleeve here, one of the buttons, as you may see, is broken, so it never stays on, and so I can just like really subtly just kind of move my arm in a certain way, and it'll come undone. And then, you know, when people ask me like, hey, why's your button undone? I'll just say, well, you know, it just came undone. You know, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. This is my favorite right here. I haven't like washed it ever. Johnny Diaz actually gave it to me. I got some bleach stains in there. You know, Johnny Diaz himself actually gave it to me. You know, it was one of his favorite ones, but we're just really good friends. You know, we know each other really well and stuff. And so, you know, you got this one right here. You know, it's pretty nice. It smells like stale beer because, like, one time I was at a party and I said, you know what, it would be really, really, you know, chill if I did smell like beer. So I took some beer and I know we were just looking. I just kind of like poured it all over myself. I passed out later, and I just told people I passed out in beer, you know, just because it's a pretty badass thing to do. And this one right here is like, it's probably my favorite, because I got it at Walmart. You know, we shop a lot at like Walmart and places, just because, but we don't consider ourselves Americans, because that's also a big part of the movement. It's just, you know, whilst people, you know, kids or, you know, teenagers and young adults and stuff, they're really starting to care about politics and the world and the environment. We're trying to go against that because we're not like these people, and, you know, we try to say like, fuck it, you know, fuck you, we're not gonna follow your politics, we're not gonna vote, like I didn't vote, we're not gonna do what you tell us to do, you know, but also because irony, like we try to perfect irony in fashion, we shop at like Walmart and Target and working class places a lot, but look at these buttons, like it's a really rugged, like a lumberjack red flannel, and you got these buttons right here, it's like really dainty looking white buttons, you know, just kind of a more laid back kind of thing, but with the buttons too, that's a like really nice step on a really nice note of irony right there. It's really most apathetic one I own right here. There's a bunch of bleach stains all over it. I did that myself, took me like, especially this one. It took me about like an hour and a half to do one night. But it doesn't look that nice, you know, but the bleach stains, you know, I wouldn't say that this is really Grunge Nouveau because, you know, it's a little too radical. It doesn't look plain and, you know, apathetic enough. I mean, it does have its own kind of ironic apathy to it because, like, it's like, because, like, you know, only somebody didn't care would wear, you know, flannel with bleach stains on it, but whatever, you know. Anyway, you know, that's it, man. That's Grunge Nouveau. I mean, you know, irony, throw back to the 90s. I mean, trying to mix what was fashionable back in the 90s with just what people didn't, you know, unfashionable people wore in the 90s. Second of all, it's total apathy. I mean, all the time. You can't look like you care. I mean, that's part of it. We're ironically looking like we don't care. You know, we're taking the fashion look of those who don't care and making it our own, you know, emulating it, but in a very calculated way. We're applying the rules of fashion to the anti-fashion, you know. And 3, I mean, it's a lifestyle, you know. As I said, I'm a hipster. I am a hipster. I'm not ashamed of admitting it, but it's a lifestyle, you know, and it's not going to change. And someday you're going to see it, and you're going to say, wow, I remember reading posts on something awful by this, you know, guy named Screwy, and now he's on TV, you know, telling people about Grunge Nouveau, and he's being interviewed by the news and stuff, you know. And this is what you'll be wearing, you know, if you're anybody in like 5 years. This is what you're going to be wearing. And people are going to remember me and not you, so whatever, I don't really care. I mean, I'm just posting this video for attention on the internet. I don't really care if anybody like really knows about Grunge Nouveau, because that's really not what it's about. It's not about people knowing about it and doing it. It's just, you know, whatever. So